Hey everyone, it's Denise Brown from caringourway.com. On October 26th, we're gathering for our fifth annual Beginning Again retreat. During our 3 hours together, we really focus in on your healing after your caregiving experience ends and after the death of the individual for whom you cared. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to introduce you to our presenters during our virtual retreat. And I'm thrilled to have Alicia with me here this morning. Hi, Alicia. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. So each of our presenters is taking a closer look at aspects that are relevant to life after caregiving ends. And your focus is helping us get into a financial peace of mind state. I wonder if you could tell us a little bit more about what you hope to have us learn during your workshop and why the workshop is important for you to present.
Absolutely. So, for me, I identify as a change agent, and what that looks like is depending on the space, helping people focus on what specific area. If you change this area, for example, if you focus in on this area, you could improve or increase your own mental health. And so, having to be responsible for the finances, um, of yourself, let alone the finances of someone else, can be pretty difficult. And so, as a therapist and as a person who has had to take care of the finances after the loss of someone, I know the importance of paying attention to that financial piece.
It's not simple,
Mm-mm.
and I think we don't really get how complicated it can be until we're in the middle of it. And then we
Exactly.
think, what do I do?
Exactly. Exactly.
What is it that complicates closing out our Carrie's financial situation after their death?
Yeah. I think it's already difficult to talk about finances even in the here and now, right? Finances is a difficult topic for folks, and if your loved one did not make any preparations, that just makes everything that much more complicated. And so, one of the things that I always encourage folks to think about now is you think about what you need to put in place today, right? So, my hope for the audience is um, for them to take action on their own finances, right? Because we're always making, at this point in life, everything that we're doing is for the next generation, So my hope and the objective for me is to get folks thinking about their own and making their own preparations so that those coming after them, it'll be an easier time.
It's definitely an eye-opening experience when you're closing on a family member's estate after their death. And it does inspire us to take action, so it's easier for the next generation after our death.
Absolutely.
Something that I really think is so awesome about your work is you're really adding in this mental health piece around money.
Yes.
What do you think stresses us out when
Mm.
we are closing out our carrie's estate and dealing with their financial matters?
There are a lot of feelings that come up when you're doing that. One of the feelings could be guilt, that survivor's guilt. So I'm still here, they're not here. And let's say, for example, you get left with a lot of money, or a lot of valuables. There can be some guilt around, I can't enjoy this, or I shouldn't be enjoying this. So that's one of the major ones, right? The other one, there could be some shame. So let's say, for example, there was no money left behind. And now there's complications around having to pay off former debt or the hospital bills, right? So there could be some guilt, there could be some shame. Um, there could be the obvious just sadness that's already present from the loss. And then it's like having to manage their affairs that adds another layer of loss for folks there. So those are three feelings could come up during this process.
Absolutely. I
Mhm.
mean, you touched based on some of the emotions I felt when I was settling my parents' estate. My sister-in-law died just a few months ago. I've been helping her sister with that, and it's really been an unfortunate situation around my sister-in-law's death that really has me thinking through a few more details
Yeah.
around what I want the estate to look like after my death. So, for
Mm,
instance, my sister-in-law was unfortunately a hoarder, so she didn't want anyone to go into her condo. So, when
mhm,
she bought and moved into her condo, the management company said, "Who should have access to your condo?" And she said, "No one." So
mm,
that is causing a huge problem to get access to the condo. It's things like that that have really made me think, okay, I need everybody to have a key. I need everybody to know that they have access, and I need to really state in a legal document who gets what. And
yeah,
I need everybody to have access to that legal document. It doesn't help if I'm the only one that has it and
no,
I'm the only one that knows where it is.
correct.
Yeah. So it's interesting to think about the guilt, the shame, and the sadness we experience when we're closing out someone else's estate and how it really spurs us to take action.
Mhm,
I'm curious, how can we take care of our mental health
mhm.
during that estate closing process?
I think one way, if possible, is to have somebody with you so they can be a source of support. There's nothing like having, whether it's a friend or a partner, but really having somebody with you. And sometimes it could help if they are a bit distance from the person, because they can be a bit more objective. So I think having somebody with you could be helpful. Being mindful of the time of the day that you choose to go and handle the affairs. Are you a morning person? Are you afternoon person? Do you want to take care of it, and keeping in mind that you may not take care of it then try to go to work, for example, because it may bring up some feelings. So again, just being mindful and intentional about the timing, because that's going to be pretty precarious. And I think too, allowing yourself or giving yourself permission and recognizing that it will bring a flood of feelings up. Um, Sometimes we can be pretty hard on ourselves, like, oh, shouldn't be grieving or whatever, but recognizing that it could reinitiate that grieving process.
I just love how you are really complimenting emotional support about a topic that we think of as being more task and
Yeah,
more just crossing it off the to-do list. There are emotions that we're experiencing as we're
absolutely,
going through this. What
absolutely.
what got you interested in this particular topic?
Well, I mentioned I'm a therapist and a professor within social work. And recently I've switched over to financial social work, because I've realized finances come up in every facet for my clients. And there's a lot of connection between finance and trauma. And then, like I mentioned before, I had to close out in a state of a great aunt of mine. She didn't have any children, so she left myself and my mother to do it. And then that really sparked my interest in talking to people about this topic and making people more aware.
Yeah, financial social work. I
Mhm.
think, yeah, wow. Huge and
Yeah,
so important.
it
So
is.
interesting that you've made that connection between money and trauma.
It's a huge connection. Huge connection. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. This is a great preview. So I don't want to go into any deeper detail because I want people to come and learn more.
Okay.
So tell us how our viewers and listeners can be in touch with you if they'd like to learn more about your work.
Sure. So they can go to my website, www.buildingendurancepllc.com. And also so that's around like mental health and therapy. If you would like to book me for like training or professional development, or any type of like speaking engagements, it would be www.aliciaoctaviaspeaks.com.
Okay, awesome. And I'll include links in our show notes.
Okay.
And then you'll be able to connect with Alicia during our Beginning Again retreat, which is
Yes.
October 26th. We start at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And we go for 3 hours. Each workshop is just about 25 minutes so that you feel like you are taking away a toolbox of
Yep.
support, information, ideas, and help. Okay, Alicia, this was great. Thank you so much for your time today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
And to register to join us for our Beginning Again retreat, just go to our website, which is caringourway.com. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.